If you're looking for a security camera system that actually works when you need it, that won't make you stare at a wall of endless menus, and that feels like a solid investment rather than a tech gimmick, you're in the right place. I know the hesitation spending a few $100 on a camera that either flickers in the dark or drops its connection in the middle of an alert is a real risk. You want something reliable, easy to live with, and worth the money, not just a product with a long feature list. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. I spent a few days setting up the REOLINK 4K PTZ system on a suburban property that has a 2-car driveway, a side gate, and a garden shed that's seen some unwanted visitors in the past. My goal was simple: get clear, continuous footage of the whole perimeter without having to juggle multiple cameras or constantly ream a single lens. The biggest question I had before buying was whether a PTZ, zoom unit could actually stay locked on a moving person at night, and whether the PoE power over Ethernet setup would be as plug-and-play as the marketing promises. First impressions mattered. The box arrived with the NVR, network video recorder, a 4 TB hard drive pre-installed, 4 PoE cables, and the PTZ camera itself. There was no separate power brick, just a single Ethernet cable that both powers and streams video. Plug the cable into an existing PoE-enabled switch, connect the NVR to your router, and the system lights up. The initial configuration is handled through REOLINK's web UI or mobile app, and it walks you through adding the camera in under 2 minutes. No cryptic IP address hunting, no need to punch in static routes. The software just detects the camera automatically. That simplicity alone puts this system ahead of many competitors that require a separate configuration tool or manual port forwarding. What really sets the REOLINK PTZ apart is the way it handles auto-tracking and zoom. The camera offers a 6x hybrid zoom, which blends optical and digital zoom to keep detail while minimizing noise. In daylight, the zoom feels smooth and the image remains crisp enough to read a license plate at 1,520 feet. In low-light scenarios, think dusk or an overcast night, the camera leans on a built-in infrared illuminator and a decent 1/2.8 sensor. The result isn't a cinema-grade image, but the auto-tracking feature still manages to lock onto a moving figure and keep it centered. I tested this by walking a flashlight-covered path around the property after dark. The camera panned, tilted, and zoomed without missing a beat, sending me an instant alert on my phone within seconds. The dual-view screen on the NVR is a practical touch. It splits the display into a wide-angle overview and a close-up zoomed view, letting you monitor the whole driveway while still seeing facial detail if something triggers a motion event. For a homeowner who wants both macro and micro perspectives without scrambling through separate camera feeds, this dual view is genuinely useful. The smart detection algorithm is also fairly decent at distinguishing people from cars and animals, though it does occasionally flag a stray cat as a person. In my testing, the false positive rate was low enough that I only had to tweak the sensitivity settings a couple of times before it settled into a rhythm that didn't flood my phone with unnecessary alerts. Now, let's talk about who should actually buy this kit. If you're a homeowner with a medium-sized property, say a house with a driveway, a few side gates, and perhaps a detached garage, who wants one camera that can cover a large area and still provide detail when something does happen, this system is a solid match. It's also a good option for small business owners who need to keep an eye on a storefront and a parking lot without installing a dozen fixed lenses. The PoE setup works well in both scenarios because you're likely already running Ethernet for other network devices, and the single cable power eliminates the need for outdoor power adapters that can be a point of failure. If you're a hobbyist or a tech-savvy user who loves tinkering with multiple cameras, different lenses, and third-party software, you might find the REOLINK ecosystem a bit limiting. The system is designed to work best within its own app and NVR. Integration with home automation platforms is possible but not as seamless as some open-source solutions. Likewise, if you need super high-resolution facial recognition for a high-security facility, the 8MP sensor, while impressive for a PTZ unit, might fall short compared to dedicated 4K fixed lenses that can capture more detail without any digital zoom involved. In those cases, a multi-camera approach with individual units could be more appropriate. There are a few practical weaknesses worth noting. The auto-tracking mechanism, while reliable, does have a slight lag, roughly half a second, when the target changes direction sharply. In most home scenarios that delay doesn't matter, but if you're counting on immediate lock-on for a fast-moving intruder, you may want to combine PTZ tracking with a static camera at a high-traffic entry point. Also, the built-in microphone.